Hey everyone, Sean Lou from Stash Bin here, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make a Marvel Legends flight stand. Alright, so this is a Marvel Legends flight stand that I'm going to be using, and it's pretty much just a bent up coat hanger to hold the figure in place. And it's very simple. It looks a lot better than what Toy Biz offered. Nothing against Toy Biz, you know, it was good, but I just like this one just a little bit more, and the reason why I like it because it's very discreet. You can't even really tell that it's, well, you can see it, but at first glance you don't really notice that there's a flight sign being held up. Now, I want to give full credit to jranightmare for coming up with the idea amongst the A.C.B.A community and action figure community, and I also want to give a shout out to Boog10 because it was mainly his posing that kind of made me want to get off my bum and make my own flight stands, you know. So let's get started. First things you will need a filer, one of the most important tools, you know. You'll find out why. A filer, alright? Needle nose pliers. I like the ones that bend because it allows the twisting of it a lot easier for me. I don't know what these are called. These are actually wire cutters. These are wire cutters, but they're flat nose, and they also kind of work as pliers too. You'll need these. You will use these a lot. I like to use needle nose cutters, and obviously the given the coat hanger. So, and oh yes, not necessarily, but I do use, remember, these are stuff that I use and it works for me. Gloves. I like to protect my hands because, you know, I do have a girlfriend, you know, I gotta keep my hands soft. Alright, let's get started. Okay, first thing you will need, let's start with, I'm gonna teach you guys how to cut the wire, the coat hanger. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy out. So like I said, we're gonna be making a medium-sized flight stand, which is, if I were to unravel this, it's gonna be about like 7 centimeters, about 7 inches. It's gonna be about 7 inches. So this one will probably be like this big, about 7 inches. Just about 7 inches, just about 7 inches or something like that. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to cut the wire, and it's very simple. So get one of your pliers, your needle nose pliers, and get your wire cutters. And then you want to get the sharp end of the wire cutters because, you know, there's a sharp end inside there. And you want to press down twice. Okay? 1, 2. And I'm wearing gloves, as you can see. Okay? Maybe I'll do a third, just for luck. 3. And then what you want to do next is you want to go where the bend is. And then you do this. Bend. See? 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 It breaks. Breaks very, very easy. See? And that's how you break the wire in half. Okay? So you gotta cut it a bit, and then you gotta bend it, and it'll break. So I'm gonna actually be bending it right here, because the thing is, when you're doing flight stands, you gotta want to work with the area that's already straight, so you don't have to really straighten it yourself. So there isn't a lot of work needed to get the, to get the right flight stand. Because if you work with this, you gotta unravel it, you gotta make it straight. So what I'm gonna do the same technique what I did there, but I'm gonna do it right here. I'm going to break this off so I can get this, and I'll break it off here, so it'll give me a nice flight stand about like 7 inches tall, 7 inches long, and I'll make that right there. Alright, so I'm going to break one right here. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to get nail polish remover and remove this white paint, because there's normal nail polish remover. I'm going to remove this white paint because I like my flight stands to be all one solid color, like a silver. Alright, so here is the coat hanger chopped off. I went like this, as mentioned, and then clipped it off, and then bent it. And this is what it looks like now. It took me about, I don't know, how long did that take me to do? You know, like 3 minutes to do all that. I don't know, but it didn't take too long to do. I removed all the white paint with nail polish remover and a cotton ball, and now I'm going to straighten out into the flight stand, the best part. So let's get started. Alright, during this part I'm pretty much just straightening out the coat hanger, making it straight, bending it into the shape. If you look carefully, pretty much as I straighten it, at this point I'm starting to bend it into a circular motion, and pretty much the diameter of the base of the coat, the flight stand, is pretty much on the same level of, like, think of it as like a pop can, I guess, a little bit smaller than a pop can. I don't know, as long as it's as big as the figure, that you're displaying, you know. You don't want to make it too small, because if the diameter of the base is too small, it's not going to support the figure. It's got to be, ideally, if you stand the figure straight in a vanilla pose, ideally that diameter of the base could fit around them, because by allowing that just being a little bit bigger than their body, it'll support them as they stand on it, on the tip of the flight stand. Now, at this point right now, I'm pretty much getting the shape out, and I'm just perfecting it, making it nice and circular, making sure there's no dents or like it's not square, making a nice circular balanced flight stand. And right there, as you saw me, is I kind of like put it flat and wobbled the tip. I'm making sure that it's straight, pretty much, that, you know, see, making sure it's leveled and it's straight. It's very important that the base is circular, because when it's circular, it allows you to balance it properly. So making sure that it's perfectly leveled and perfectly circled, and once I get that circle, I'm done. That's good. Now, the final step. Aside from all this, because you won't really use this much, but it's a good thing to have. Last thing is this thing, the piler. Why is this important? Is because if you're going to be balancing your figures on top of these flight stands, after you cut them, they get pretty jagged, right? And this will damage the figure. It might scratch it, whatever. So you have to file. And the end result is this: a medium-sized figure stand. See? Looks pretty good. Now, because I filed it, as that figure stand kind of sits inside the cape right there, balancing, actually it's actually balancing inside the leg, it doesn't scratch the figure or damage it. So it's very important that you sand it down. So I'll make sure that it's nice and circular. As you can see, that it's nice and circular, and it's the way how it's balancing, the pressure is like, this is it's serving its foundation, it's doing its job. Here's some other examples of the flight stand. I sanded it down so I can put it in, it doesn't scratch the paint. And as you can see, I'm kind of hiding it though, but these are circular bases, and because the circular bases help, the larger the base, the more easier the figure balances on its own. This one's being rested right here behind Crimson Dynamo's leg. I don't know if you'll be able to catch it. See, it's just resting behind his leg, but you can't see it because it's resting there. You know, here's some other examples. Is a Storm. Let me just open my D12. That always scares me. Here's my D12. We got different types of flight stands right now. There is a small version right now where Gambit is being held up and getting that running. Storm has a larger flight stand, medium large, you know. Rogue has a medium size flight stand. You know, that's the original. That's one where I had the white. I didn't remove the paint. I just wanted to keep some original. More examples. That's a perfect example if you don't balance it right. Here's a perfect example of balancing it right with the right base. See, nice circle ones. You know, this is a small one. As you can see, it's just above the ground. That's sick. So that's pretty much it. I gotta fix this. Anyways, the Sean Liu from the Stash Bin. I honestly hope that I helped out a lot of collectors out there with the flight stands. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Toy Biz ones, but these ones are just a step forward because you can't even see it. I mean, look how dope that looks. Just kind of looking pretty damn dope. Alright, guys, you have a good night, and comment, rate, subscribe, recommend me if you can. Peace. That's a perfect example if you don't balance it right.